Our capstone project is improving willingness to vaccinate among parents. I'm Grace Wells.
I'm Christabel Peters.
And I'm Ryan Benson.
During our community clinical, we were all placed at local elementary and high school health clinics. Throughout our semester, we worked alongside the school nurse and assisted in ensuring all students were up to date and comply with their vaccines. We noticed that many students were not up to date due to various reasons. The three themes we discovered in our research included a knowledge deficit about immunizations, various barriers to vaccine compliance, and a lack of vaccine compliance among school-age children. Some studies have shown that parents may be hesitant to have their child vaccinated, thus contributing to the number of children not up to date on their immunizations. According to Santibanez et al., about 20% of parents in a 2019 study were hesitant about childhood vaccines. And in another 2019 study, less than half of high school-age children received their annual influenza vaccine. As a group, after looking at this data, we decided to create an educational tool for the parents in hopes of improving compliance with immunizations by providing simplified information about childhood and flu vaccines and available resources.
Our PICO question, which drove our research, is, in parents of high school-age children, do education interventions about the importance of vaccines, available resources, and solutions to potential barriers of vaccine compliance compared to no intervention improve willingness to vaccinate? In our education plan and implementation, we asked the parents of nursing students with other high school-age children to participate in our study. Our education plan included a pre- and post-test survey about vaccine compliance and knowledge of vaccines to compare the effectiveness of our education tool. We asked parents if their child was up to date on vaccines, whether they felt they had the necessary information to vaccinate their children, if they believed vaccines are beneficial, and if they intend on letting their child receive the flu vaccine next fall. Our tool was a 6-minute video presentation, including a YouTube video about how vaccines work with our immune system and why side effects may occur. Our tool also included local resources and solutions to barriers for vaccination. Lastly, we included information about a local school flu vaccine clinic and information on how to sign a high school student up.
Through gathering the data before and after our education intervention, we learned that there was a 20% increase in parents planning on having their child receive the vaccination. We saw a 5% increase in both parents believing vaccinations are beneficial, as well as parents believing that they have the tools and sufficient education on vaccinations. Neither group identified barriers to vaccinations for their children. And through our research and implementation of our education plan, we can definitively conclude that there's a positive correlation between the education of parents and the likelihood of them vaccinating their child. Limitations of our implementation include the sample size and that this survey and education tool was sent out to parents of nursing students. Thus, we can assume that they believe in science and medicine, therefore increasing vaccination rates. In another pilot study, we would increase the sample size as well as collect demographic information. Through learning nearly 100% of participants had their child vaccinated, we can infer that they believe in the efficacy of vaccinations. And these are our references.